They say growth can only happen outside your comfort zone. So, I've decided that's where I'll spend this year. Now, what will I be doing? Well,
Welcome to Day 77, Spooky Stories with Jacques. Now sit back and get ready to be spooked.
good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's video where I read my first published work. It's called The Laughing Road, and this is a true story that actually took place for me. So get comfy, get cozy, do whatever you do for these videos, and just enjoy this semi-creepy story. The Laughing Road. As many of you know, I used to be a forensic investigator. I've seen the worst of humanity, the kind of things that make most people lose sleep for weeks. But the story I'm telling you tonight, this one didn't haunt me because of what I found at the scene. It haunted me because of what found me. It was a quiet night, too quiet. The kind where the air itself feels like it's holding its breath. The moon hung heavy and full in the sky, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that a full moon doesn't just pull the tides, it pulls trouble. Dispatch called just after midnight. Death investigation, they said. They gave me the address, a location deep in the woods, far out near the edge of our jurisdiction. I'd never been there. Not many had. I threw on my gear, climbed in my forensics van, and took off down the highway. The further I drove, the thinner the road got, until the asphalt gave up entirely, turning it to a rutted, waterlogged dirt path. Now, if you've ever driven through the back roads of Florida after a good rain, you know how deceptive those roads can be. The potholes look shallow until you're axle deep and praying your truck doesn't stall. On either side, the retention ditches were full. Black, still water was reflecting the moonlight like glass. I slowed down, rolled my window down, just enough to listen to the ground under my tires. That's when I heard it. A laugh. Not a human laugh. Not a friendly one either. It was wet, almost gurgling, like someone was laughing underwater. Now, I froze. My first thought was it had to be one of the other officers. Maybe someone trying to pull a joke on me. So I called out, "All right, show yourself." Nothing. Not even crickets. Just a silence so heavy it pressed on my chest. I told myself I was being ridiculous, rolled the windows back up, and kept driving. Eventually, I made it to the scene. A small clearing surrounded by trees that seemed to lean in just a little too close. The deputy on scene was waiting, flashlight shaking slightly in his hand. We went over the case. Standard death investigation. Nothing particularly unusual. But when we were wrapping up, something caught my eye. There were 3 people standing near my van. They weren't officers, just shapes, still watching. I nudged the deputy. "Hey, who are those people by my van?" We both turned to look. They were gone. Now, I swear to you, where I had parked was dry, bone dry. But when I got back to my van, there were wet spots beneath my tires, each of them. Not puddles, just damp, circular patches, like someone had poured water there, deliberately. I tried to shake it off, climbed into my van, and started to drive out. That's where the tires began to spin. The van lurched, the engine grudged. I was stuck. I climbed out, muttered a few choice words, and saw the back door splattered in mud like something had pushed against it. The deputy ended up pulling me out with a winch, but the whole time I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd been set up. Like those 3 figures had done something to trap me there. The deputy had another call and left me alone. Alone on that soaked dirt road. The one that had laughed. I rolled the window back down, drove slow, careful, praying under my breath not to get stuck again. After about 5 minutes, headlights appeared ahead. Relief flooded me. Another car. Finally. Another person. As the vehicle approached, I saw the driver. A man, maybe late 20s. He was wearing sunglasses. At 3 in the morning. I gave him a friendly wave, the kind of wave you give out of sheer relief that you're not the only soul in the dark. But he didn't even look at me. Just kept driving, slow and steady. He passed me. I checked my mirror. Gone. No taillights, no silhouette, nothing. I slammed on my brakes, jumped out, flashlight shakily in my hand at this point. The road behind me was empty. There was nowhere he could have gone except into the water. But the surface was smooth and unbroken, reflecting the moon like a mirror. That was enough for me. I jumped back into the van, floored it, the road twisted and groaned under me, but I didn't care. I just wanted pavement, civilization, anything. After what felt like an eternity, I hit the main road. I don't even remember the drive back to the station, only the feeling of my heart hammering in my throat. When I finally parked, I sat there for a long time. Just breathing. Hands shakily on the wheel. Eventually, I went around back to unload evidence. That's when I saw them. 2 handprints, pressed into the mud on the rear doors of my van, clear as day, like someone or something had been holding on the whole way back. That was it for me. I went inside, locked myself in, and didn't sleep a wink. The next morning, in the daylight, of course, I told the story to a few coworkers. We all laughed it off. Just another creepy road, right? Florida's full of them. But that night, when I sat down to write my report, I couldn't shake it. The laughing, the figures, the sunglasses in the dark. So I started digging. I looked up that stretch of road, wondering if anything had ever happened out there. And that's when I found it. In 1985, a young college student lost control of his car on the same road. He skidded into the retention pond, was knocked unconscious, and drowned before anyone could reach him. Now, I don't claim to believe in ghosts. I've seen too many real horrors to be bothered with imagined ones, but that night made me wonder if maybe, just maybe, some cases don't stay closed. And that is our story. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. It's one of the many crazy stories I have from my time working as a forensic investigator, but that's this video this week. Me writing a story, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's spooky season, everyone. See you next week.